please.
The email was short,
Authorized to be here.
cold,
I suggest you leave quietly.
final.
It may involve security.
Your position has been terminated. Effective immediately. Daniel Carter stared at the screen, his coffee growing cold in his hands. For 12 years, he had walked into that building before sunrise and left long after the lights dimmed. 12 years of solving problems no one else could. 12 years of quietly helping others succeed. And now, just like that, he was replaced. What hurt the most wasn't losing the job. It was who replaced him. The very experts he had personally trained. Before we go deeper into this story, take a moment to support the channel. If stories like this move you, make sure to subscribe, like, and drop a comment below. Welcome to Echoes of Stories, where every story carries a lesson worth remembering. Daniel leaned back in his chair, eyes closed. His small apartment felt quieter than usual. On the table beside him was a photo of his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, smiling with a missing front tooth. He had promised her things would get better. And they had been, until today. At Falcon Ridge Technologies, Daniel wasn't just an employee. He was the backbone. Whenever a system failed, whenever a project stalled, whenever a client threatened to walk away, Daniel fixed it. But he never asked for recognition. He believed in helping people, not competing with them. When the company hired a group of fresh, highly educated specialists, Daniel was assigned to train them. Ivy League graduates. Perfect resumes. Sharp suits. They came in confident. Some of them even arrogant. Daniel welcomed them anyway. He stayed late to guide them. Explained things no textbook could teach. He showed them not just how the system worked, but why it worked. And slowly, they improved. They began to shine. But as they grew stronger, something shifted. The new CEO, Richard Hale, was a numbers man. Efficiency. Cost-cutting. Optimization. He didn't care about loyalty or history. He cared about results on paper. And on paper, Daniel looked expensive. Why keep one senior engineer, Hale had said in a meeting, when we have a team of top-tier specialists who can handle the same work? No one mentioned that those specialists had learned everything from Daniel. No one spoke up. Not even the ones he had helped the most. The decision was made in minutes. And just like that, Daniel was gone. The first week without him felt like a win for the company. The new team took over his projects. They felt confident. After all, they had learned from the best. But confidence isn't the same as wisdom. On the 10th day, a major system failure hit. A key client's platform went down during peak hours. Millions of users locked out. Panic spread fast. The team rushed in. They tried everything they had learned. Nothing worked. Because this problem wasn't in the manuals. It wasn't in the training sessions. It was one of those rare, complex issues Daniel had quietly handled dozens of times, without ever making a fuss. Hours passed. The client was furious. The CEO was under pressure. What's going on? Hale demanded, his voice sharp. We're working on it, one of the specialists replied, though his hands were shaking. You said you could handle this. We thought we could. That word, thought, hung heavy in the room. Meanwhile, Daniel sat in a small diner across town, flipping through job listings on his phone. Lily sat across from him, coloring quietly. You look sad, Dad, she said softly. I'm okay, Daniel replied, forcing a smile. Did something bad happen at work? He paused. Sometimes, people make decisions without understanding everything. Lily nodded like she understood more than she let on. Are you still going to help people? She asked. Daniel looked at her, surprised. Why would you ask that? Because that's what you always do. He smiled, a real one this time. Yeah. I think I will. Back at Falcon Ridge, things were falling apart. The client threatened to pull their contract. The team was stuck. And for the first time, someone said it out loud. "We need Daniel." Silence followed. The CEO didn't respond immediately. Pride is a stubborn thing. But reality is louder. "Call him," Hale said finally. The call came an hour later. Daniel stared at his phone as it rang. The company's name flashed on the screen. He knew what it meant. He also remembered how easily they had let him go. He could have ignored it. He had every right to. But then he thought about something else. Not the CEO. Not the job. The people. The team that was struggling. The client who depended on that system. And the kind of man he wanted his daughter to see him as. He answered. "Hello? Daniel, we need your help," the voice on the other end said, hesitant. There was no apology. Not yet. Just urgency. Daniel closed his eyes for a moment. "I'll be there," he said. When he walked back into Falcon Ridge, everything felt the same, and completely different. The same desks. The same screens. But now, the room was filled with tension. The specialists looked at him differently this time. Not as a trainer. Not as a background figure. But as the one person who could fix what they couldn't. Daniel didn't waste time. He listened. Observed. Asked a few quiet questions. Then he sat down and began working. His fingers moved calmly across the keyboard. Step by step, he unraveled the issue. Explained what he was doing as he went, not to show off, but to teach. Even now. Even after everything. He was still helping them learn. Within an hour, the system was back online. The crisis was over. Relief flooded the room. But something else filled it too. Respect. The CEO stepped forward. For once, he didn't look like the man in control. "I misjudged you," Hale said. Daniel looked up. "You misjudged more than me."